Today's episode is brought to you by the letter B because we're going to make a beautiful big batch of black bean burritos. I'm Misty and I'm on the suburban edge, that place between the city and the country where together we explore modern homesteading skills. Join me as I walk you through how I put together a huge big batch of ready to go freezer chicken and black bean burritos, all from scratch. I ran out to my freezer and I looked for some already cooked shredded chicken. This is my last package. First thing I need to do is make more. I told you I was making a big batch. If you have an electric pressure cooker, this is a very easy thing to do. You can buy big bags of frozen chicken breasts or thighs. You can buy chicken on sale. Cook it up very easily. It shreds incredibly easily and it stays very moist. I have here about 2 pounds of frozen chicken thighs and I have some breasts. I like to mix them together. You do what you want to do. They're boneless and skinless. So I'm putting that in my Instant Pot, and a cup of chicken broth, stock, vegetable stock, liquid. You need a cup of liquid. If you use chicken stock or chicken broth, it will just intensify that chicken flavor. I happen to be using turkey stock that I got on sale. It doesn't matter. You just need at least a cup of liquid. I'm adding to this about 3/4 of a teaspoon to a teaspoon of roasted garlic and herb grill mates, one of my favorite little add-ins, and some homemade celery salt, just a pinch or two, because the grill mates does already have salts. You can use seasoning salt, anything really, any seasoning profile that you want. Salt will help bring out some flavor, but not too much salt. And then about a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. Again, this is up to you. Just giving it a good jump start on flavoring. When you're cooking with it, of course, you're going to flavor to your preferences. That's it. I have my 2 pounds of frozen chicken in here, my 1 cup of liquid, and my seasonings. I'm going to pop the lid on and set that timer. Manual pressure. This is hard to do backwards. I'm just going to tell you that right now. Manual pressure for 10 minutes. It's so easy. So that's the chicken portion. I'm going to set that aside and show you the next thing I'm going to do. The Instant Pot is done. I let it cool down for about 20 minutes. Turned it off, removed the lid. And now I am putting the chicken on this sheet pan to cool a little bit more. And then I will shred it. I cooked some chicken thighs earlier and I will add this chicken to the chicken thighs and make a nice mixture. There is some liquid, some broth in the bottom, and you want to save half of this. Woo, that was full. So I got 2 cups and some spillage, so I'm going to pour a cup back in. Not a bad investment since we poured a cup of broth in there to begin with, and now we have a cup left over. What you want to do is shred your chicken and put it back in to the pot. What happens is your shredded chicken soaks up that broth and doesn't dry out like it typically would. So you can toss it in the freezer just like that. It will be moist and juicy when you need it. Next step will be assembly. As soon as I shred this chicken, we're going to put our burritos together. It's all shredded. The chicken thighs and breasts are mixed together, and now I'm just going to put it back in that lovely broth we made. And that's it. Put it in a storage container, pop it in your fridge. I'm going to let it cool a little bit before I do that, but that's a really quick and easy way to get restaurant style shredded chicken at home. And it is delicious. You can use it in soups, casseroles, chicken salad sandwiches. And I have quite a bit, but I need a bit because big project is underway. I have the big pink bowl out. You know what that means. Big batch cooking. Like I said, we're going to put together some black bean chicken burritos to put in the freezer, and also it's what's for dinner. I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. Recipes are a guideline, they're not the rule. When I put together my burritos for big batch cooking, I just wing it. I throw in there what I have to throw in there. Today, it happens to be my homemade refried black beans, and also the chicken we just put together, it's shredded chicken. I caught a great sale on pepper jack cheese slices. We didn't get to them all, so I threw them in the freezer. Now I understand. Freeze cheese. A while back I got a great deal on some slices of refried beans. No, my gosh. Just no. A while back I got a great deal on slices of pepper jack cheese. We didn't get to them in time, so I ended up putting slices. Bleh. A while ago. I got a great deal on slices of pepper jack cheese. It was a lot of cheese, so I ended up putting it in the freezer with wax paper pieces in between each slice. Some cheese freezes great, like this cheese here, because it's already shredded cheese. But frozen pepper jack crumbles, which is great for my purposes. I have a bowl of crumbling sliced pepper jack cheese here that I'm going to put in our burritos. Oh, my mouth is watering. Tonight's dinner is going to taste so good and satisfying because mostly from scratch. So that's what I'm doing now. And I said so, and I'm trying not to. And that is what I'm going to do now, is just make sure the wax paper pieces are out of my crumbly pepper jack cheese and get myself set up to do an assembly line of just burritos. Why cook in big batches? I'm only a family of 4. Well, I love having fast food in my freezer, but I don't love eating fast food. I love eating home-cooked fast food. And this is a real convenience for us. When the kids are home on vacation, like spring break will be coming up here soon, but Christmas vacation, I store these in packs of 4. I can take out a pack of 4 and the kids have lunches, or in Liam's case, breakfasts. And it's home cooked, healthy food that I feel great about them just grabbing. It's grab and go, only homemade. So much healthier, not full of all kinds of processed stuff. When you big batch cook, you make all the dishes. I mean, I've done dishes about 4 times already. You make all the dishes, but when it comes time to eat that meal, all you have are the dinner dishes as far as plates and knives and forks and spoons and stuff. You don't have a sink full of dishes to do. So you do the work, you're already doing the work, but you only have to do the work that one time for many, many meals. And big batch burritos, one of my favorites. I've been doing it for years, and it's different every time because whatever you got is what you use. I wanted to use whole wheat tortillas this time, but I had a hard time finding tortillas in the burrito size. So we're just going to use the regular flour tortillas. I know that there's all kinds of options. Someday I might learn how to make my own. But at this point, you need a lot of tortillas. I have 2 big packs of them, and I'm going to get them soft in the microwave when the time comes. But now it's big pink bowl time. The first step is to put equal amounts of your beans with your meat. If you're doing just bean and cheese, then you can skip the meat step. I can't believe I had to tell you that. Can you use beans from a can? Well, sure. Use canned refried beans. If that's what you got, that's, you know, if you don't want to make your own beans, that's okay. I do recommend it though. There's nothing like homemade refried beans. So I have probably 4 cups of beans in there, and I still have the liquid in this chicken, so I'm going to pick it up with my hands and kind of squeeze it out, because what I don't want is a runny burrito. But I'm just going to try to put the same amount of chicken and beans in here. The next thing I'm going to add is 2 packages of this Baja style corn. You don't have to do that, and I don't often do this, but I thought it would be a great way to get more vegetables into my children. I have my beans, chicken, and my Baja blend in there. It's looking really good, and it smells so great. But I want to crumble up this cheese. And just get that in there. The next thing I'm going to put in is some homemade green tomato salsa. I opened a pint of it last week for a meal, and between myself and Liam and Mark, we ate this much. There's like 2 tablespoons left. I'm gonna add that and maybe a little bit more of a new jar, and oh, it's heaven. Heaven. Homemade salsa. If you grow tomatoes in the summer, I highly suggest you set some aside for your own salsa. And I made mine out of green tomatoes because we had such a cold spring. We didn't have a very long growing season. I live in the Pacific Northwest, and our growing season was very short. It was a very long, very cold spring. But green tomatoes taste like red tomatoes in salsa. Do you ever watch cooking shows where they dump stuff out of a can and they don't take out like every little bit of the food that's in the can? I don't know if I'm just frugal to a fault, but I worked hard on this salsa, and it's delicious, and I want every little bit of it. Haha, I think I'm strong enough to open a jar without a can opener. No, I'm not. Can opener. And a little, oh, sorry. I'm loving this. All right, well, my other lid was a wide mouth, and so I need to get a lid for that guy. I'm just going to stir all this together. I may or may not get my hands in there, but I am going to grab a spoon or a fork and taste this. This looks so good. I'm gonna taste it. Okay, well, that's it for today. I use wax paper sheets that I buy at the restaurant supply store. They're interfolded deli wax. I use these for a lot of things, but regular wax paper, just fine. Parchment paper, just fine. What you want to do is layer the wax paper, then a tortilla, wax paper tortilla, about 5 or 6 in a stack, and then toss it in the microwave for 10 seconds. What you're trying to do is loosen them up and get them loose. You want to put about a heaping half cup of your mixture just in the center, a little bit slightly to one edge than the other, and this is how I fold, just like that. So that's step 1. Do you see that? And then bring this over and kind of scoop it back, and then fold your sides in and roll it up. Oh, I lost my wax paper. Then I roll it in the wax paper. Let's do that one more time. And you don't need to measure. You'll get to where you know how to do it by feel. If it's too much filling, it will pop your tortilla. And then I turn my tortilla sideways. I mean, not my tortilla, my wax paper. Turn my wax paper sideways. Okay, let's do one more, and then I will just continue to fill up my tray. All right, here we go. One more. Closer at the top than it is at the bottom. Do you see that? Okay. Then you take the thinner end over to the wider end, and you're going to hold on to the wider end and pull back. Get all your filling. You're pushing out any air and getting all your filling just really in that one spot. And then roll it up. You don't have anything, no splits. And then I'm just rolling these up in wax paper. Then when I get them all done, I'll have a whole tray full of burritos ready to pop into the freezer. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and finish that, then I'll show you what I do next. Well, the gloves are coming off. I ended up with 19 burritos. Here's most of them. And I have 4 here because it's what's for dinner. I'm going to pan fry these, and I'll show you when it's all done. I'll take a picture of the plate. If you don't feel like you want to make your own refried beans or pressure cook your own shredded chicken, you can make a big batch of freezer burritos by using canned refried beans and rotisserie chicken. But it's still really easy to just get a big pot together. It's going to be equal parts beans to meat and roughly almost equal amounts of cheese. You're going to add your cheese in until the mixture sort of looks dry. That's why I put my vegetables in first. So any veggies you want in there, any more chilies. Sometimes I'll add canned green chilies, the salsa. Get in there and taste it and adjust before you roll your burritos. But it takes very little time to put together this type of meal. And now I have enough for 3 full meals for my family plus 3 extra burritos. No, I made enough burritos just now for 4 full meals, family meals, plus 3 extra burritos for kid snacking. I put them in the freezer in a gallon zipper bag, whether that's a plastic one or the new silicone ones. It doesn't matter. But make sure you have that extra layer of protection. I freeze them. When I'm ready to use them, I will pull them out of the freezer a day or 2 ahead of time. When I want to use these, after they're thawed out, we'll pop them in the microwave for 30 seconds to a minute to make sure that inside filling is hot. Then I will preheat my cast iron skillet, put a little avocado oil in there, and I will fry all 4, of course not in the wax paper. I will pan fry all 4 on all the sides so it gets crispy like it's been deep fried without with all the health benefits of not deep frying. I serve it on a bed of lettuce with sour cream, guacamole, and salsa, chips, all the good stuff. It's like going out to eat, only you can be in your pajamas. I mean it. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for spending some time big batch cooking with me. Who knows what I'm going to do with the rest of those black beans. If you like this content, would you please subscribe to my channel? Hit that notification bell so you know when the next episode drops. And like this video. It really helps out my channel, and I am helping me, and it really helps. Oh my gosh. If you like this content, please hit the like button and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can find out the next time I'm going to be on. It really is great spending this time with you. Thanks for stopping by.